President, I think during the time that you were in office, there were days when you didn't know where Hillary was. Well, the secret's out. She was here with us in Athens County. She was in here helping Ted get his seat for Congress, keep his seat for Congress, and has been back helping you keep your seat as the presidency. I'm here today to represent Ted and telling you that as governor, the person he wants to work with as president of the United States is Senator Hillary Clinton. Yeah. And I can tell you that this country is more than ready for Senator Hillary Rodham Clinton for President of the United States.
A lot of you here have already made up your mind to support Hillary, and some of you may not have. If you're undecided, I hope I can persuade you. If you are decided, I hope I give you some arguments, and you'll go out and use them on everybody you meet between now and Election Day, because there's still a lot of play in this election. It's come down to this. It's come down to Ohio and Texas. If Hillary can win in those states, she will win. The governor of Pennsylvania told me yesterday a big victory in Pennsylvania, and she will be the nominee and the president. The reason this is important is ever since the Republican Party first fielded a candidate for president in 1856, John C. Fremont, no Republican has ever been elected president without carrying the state of Ohio. So if you vote for Hillary, you will determine the next president of the United States. The world, more than half of the world, is pretty disillusioned with us right now because they expect us to be the leading force for peace and freedom and security and cooperation in the world. The next president will be elected commander-in-chief and diplomat-in-chief, we hope. Or when we denied for most of the last 7 years that we were governed by the Geneva Convention on Human Rights against torturing people captured in conflict, when our own military leaders were begging us to honor the Geneva Convention to protect Americans in uniform. Today in Washington, D.C., Hillary is giving a speech on national security and being endorsed by yet another large group of generals and admirals, senior military personnel who want a commander-in-chief that can be trusted to rebuild the military and be good for the American military and treat our veterans properly, but know that we have to have diplomacy first and use military force only as an absolute last resort, not the other way around. So here's Hillary's position. It is time to disengage from the military conflict and bring almost all of our troops home, and do it as quickly as we safely can. Point one. Point two, the pace and manner of our withdrawal has to be guided by what is in our interest in terms of the safety of our troops, by the fact that there are 100,000 American civilians there who cannot be left in danger, and the fact that we cannot abandon the Iraqis who stuck their neck out for us, our translators, our drivers, and others. If they want to come to America, we got to bring them home with us. We cannot abandon them. That is the right decision. Secondly, she is opposed to permanent bases in Iraq. She thinks that's a mistake, but she does believe in this period of uncertainty we should leave a small number of special forces in the north, in the Kurdish areas where there is no violence, and where our presence there can help to keep down violence between the Kurds and the Turks. But they can be used if the Al-Qaeda makes a comeback. Keep in mind, the Al-Qaeda is the front line of the war on terror. They're the people who did 9/11, and they are the people who are still at large. They're leaders. Now, you should all support this for another reason. Turkey is our ally. The Kurds are our friends. The Turks are the only country, a moderate Muslim country with a big army, that has good relations both with Iran and with Israel. You don't want a third war in the Middle East in the next few years. We need a diplomatic resolution to our differences with Iran, and if we're going to get it, it will run through Turkey. I believe her position is the right one on this, and I strongly support it. I hope you will. This guy looked at me and he said, I don't know so much about politics anymore, but I do know this. That's the kind of person who ought to be president. Somebody who knows what it's like to be me and everybody else in this country. That's the kind of president you'll get. America will be better off. Our kids will have a brighter future. The world will be coming together if you vote for Hillary in Ohio. Please do it. Thank you, and God bless you all. Thank you.